So, this video is not to say make your worst art, make terrible art. What it is saying is to not compare yourself to other people. And I don't know if you found this, but I look at other people's styles and I think, what can I tweak in my style? What can I improve? And it's good to improve. It's good to do all of that stuff. However, I've also been finding wanting to be to that level, wanting to be photorealistic, wanting to be in that style, and failing to see the strengths of my own. Now, you may have seen me talk about this book many times on other videos, and I thought I'd talk about it more at length. There's a great paragraph here. Much of what I talk about in the chapters that follow concerns ways of either not copying what is in front of you or not following a pre-planned idea of what you think it should look like. It is sometimes a difficult thing to accept that you can just wing it. Importantly, it needs a shift in our thinking. You are not painting an idea. The painting is the idea. It does not come naturally as we have been used to illustrations and associating a story with an image to give it meaning, rather than responding to the work purely visually, physically and emotionally. One of the artists in his book set out to illustrate an idea that they have about a subject, the painting and the subject, and the artist comes to understand and expand the subject through the painting as it evolves. The artist also specifically creates a visual language to respond to a given subject, which is something I often do. I warp and I change the subject matter. Now, this book was given to me by my tutor in university, and he said, this isn't to teach you how to do what's in the book, but this is to show you that what you do, you're doing this already, and you should have confidence in that. And this isn't to say just stylize the crap out of it. This is to say, find out what your unique voice is, find out what your visual language and the way you want to communicate through the paint and the way you want to express yourself, and let the painting evolve. So this book, as you would have seen with the overlays of all the different images as well as my own work, you'll see that it is this push and pull, it is scraping off. And often when I see a blank page, I will destroy it, I will put paint on it, I will add texture in order to add something interesting and then bring something out of the paint. But maybe that's playing it safe, because that's something I do quite often. So it's finding ways to really push the status quo. And this book really sums up what it means to me to be an artist, and the process that I go through, the mindset I have while creating this work. And it may change with time, and I find it very difficult to go beyond the representational, where I'm always wanting to put a face or something in there, and yet I do want to distort them that bit further, because I think when you start pushing the envelope, that's when things, interesting things start to happen. And I've been to many life drawing classes, many college courses, and did my foundation, did my degree, and I still don't feel like I've really got to the point where I'm being very accurate. And so therefore, why don't I let go of that and not worry so much about trying to be a certain way, and instead stylize it while trying to find that accuracy, rather than my idea of what being accurate and precise means, because I'd rather have the painterly, have the style there and still have the nuance of where things should go when drawing figure work, for example. But it doesn't have to look like someone else's work. It can still look like my own. So this book I keep going back to, and I want to really dive in and read it fully. This, of course, was just a bit of a sample, and I hope it has whetted your appetite for maybe looking into this further, like they have on Amazon, where it shows a few pages, because I don't want to read the whole book out, because that would be going against the copyright of this. But it's a great book, and I highly recommend it. So A Fresh Approach to Drawing and Painting People by Emily Ball, and this is a little bit of an experiment of a video because you would have been seeing videos every week, but I haven't actually filmed one for a few weeks now, so getting back into it. And yeah, there's some amazing photos in here as well, which again, don't feel like I can share all of those, but yeah, some figures and photos and photos of paintings, but also actual photos. So I think what I'm getting at is be your own person, figure out what excites you, figure out what your style is, and the way you find out a style, I can sum it up in a few seconds rather than a whole video, is you just paint a lot, and then once you've painted a lot over a few years or months or whenever, look and see if there's any reoccurring themes, and just keep painting, keep balancing it with painting from life, painting from your imagination, combination of the two and your response to that, and the style will come. I'm still developing mine. I'm still wanting to push it that bit further to get more stylized, to get more away from not worrying about it being so representational while still responding to the subject matter that I'm trying to capture. And I'm looking forward to getting more out into the world and painting on location as well. So Drawing and Painting People, A Fresh Approach, highly recommend it. There's some great philosophy in the words of being an artist, and of course the images are great too. So don't push yourself to be stylized if that's not for you. If you're into facial realism, then go for that. But do you take risks? Do you see and have a play around with things? I know I'm going to try and do more of that.